welcome to ECTV. Today we will be traveling back in time to experience the ancient Chinese interactions with the Europeans.
At the end of the Yuan dynasty, headed by the Mongols in the 14th century, Buddhism and Confucianism were the main belief systems.
However, missionaries came to visit China in the 1500s.
Hello, rich and elite citizens of China. I have come to demonstrate the improvements that can be made upon your lives if you adopt Christianity, a better religion.
But what of our revered ancestors? We will surely perish if we do not respect and worship them.
Aha! We will come to a compromise! In return for me teaching you Christianity for free and in cooperation, I will let you worship these ancestors. And I forgot to mention, I am giving you guys free crosses.
Yoba!
Okay!
As you can see, in the beginning, missionaries were widely accepted. The Jesuits helped create maps and introduce various innovations. However, in the mid-1600s, Emperor Kangxi ordered expulsion of all missionaries who did not sign their certificate accepting his position.
Later, Chinese emperors in the 1700s persecuted Christians instead of accepting them and naming them to high offices.
Now let's take a look at trade between China and Europe. During the Qing dynasty, Europeans were only allowed to trade at Canton because the Chinese found it easier to tax and to limit piracy. This system was called the Canton system.
However, in the late 1700s, Britain became China's main European trade partner, and when they lost the 13 American colonies, they were afraid their economy would decline.
Europe sent Lord George Macartney on the Macartney mission to persuade China to revise the Canton system. The king declined to change it.
Other Chinese exports to Europe were tea, porcelain, silk, and jade. Tea became a prized import to Europe and competed with other drinks such as chocolate and coffee. The Europeans wanted everything that looked Chinese, even if it wasn't authentic.
Hey, look at this.
What is it?
It's porcelain.
Porcelain?
Yeah, Chinese porcelain, and it just like oozes Chinese culture.
Is it made in China?
Of course it was made in China. Hey, I like your scarf. Is it made out of silk?
Yeah, my husband bought it for me. It's silver from the Americas, so don't touch it.
On the other hand, China was not very interested in European items except for silver, but imports like corn and sweet potatoes eventually found their way into the country.
Hey, look at this.
Whoa, what is that?
I think it's corn.
Corn?
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of it? It's the newest crop from Europe.
Cool.
Yeah, and it made our village population grow.
See? Wow.
We can see a clear trend in trade between Europe and China during the Qing dynasty.
The Qing did not demand many European goods, so there was a definite imbalance in this trading system. In 1547, Portuguese and Spanish traders had a direct monopoly of the silver trade at Macau, a port city in China.
However, tensions between Spain and China began to grow over Spanish silver, and a battle occurred in Manila in the Philippines, leaving over 20,000 Chinese dead.
We want the silver. Wait, Misa proposed a compromise. Boo! Charge! Charge! Ha! Charge! Fire! I'm on fire! Well done, citizens of Manila. Defeated the Chinese we have.
Because of this, Spain stopped its own flow of silver to China.
By the 1830s, the English had become the major drug trafficking organization in the world. The East India Company shipped tons of this harmful drug to Canton in exchange for Chinese manufactured goods and tea.
In 1836, the trading of opium became illegal in China, but the English bribed Canton officials generously in order to continue the flow of opium into China. Smuggling of opium became very common in China, and it had devastating effects on Chinese society.
I hereby decree from the Emperor of China that opium is banned. That's fine, because it says not.
Wait, give me some opium. It's a little Michael. Can't you read? It says not opium.
Oh, right.
No, my God. Just go. Okay. Actually, opium says here.
Before the Opium Wars began, a Chinese official named Ling Cixu took over as Imperial Commissioner at Canton. He was able to destroy all stores of opium and also root out the corrupt officials. He then wrote a letter to Britain asking that they seize all opium trade.
However, Britain refused. This led to the Opium Wars in 1839. The Chinese were no match for the British gunships, and in 1842 they were forced to sign a treaty called the Treaty of Nanking, which allowed the British unlimited trading rights and 5 open seaports to China.
Between China and Europe, there were many innovations exchanged over time. The printing press first came to China during the Song Dynasty, where they had movable type, and this allowed the mass printing of books which spread knowledge across the lands. In the 1450s, European people became acquainted to the printing press, and they were able to pass knowledge, which in turn led to the flourishment and the Renaissance.
In the Qing dynasty, Jesuits informed the court on all matters of anatomy. This led to the Qing development of a type of inoculation called variolation. This next scene is the development of this variolation. Another person dead from smallpox. I hated you so much for your entire life, but still, I need to find a cure to stem this spread of disease. Otherwise it will turn like the Black Death of the Yuan dynasty. So what are you eating for dinner tonight?
Do you want to know how to cure disease? First step, human anatomy. The human body is made up of bones and a heart which beats.
I can use this knowledge. We can discover an inoculation that can cure smallpox.
Yes! And it can also be used in Europe to cure other diseases as well.
Finally, an inoculation developed to stop the spread of disease.
As you can see, the Europeans took this technology of inoculations and used it to make other vaccinations for themselves. This shows that the interaction between China and Europe was never a one-way exchange, since both contributed to each other's technology. Now, for an educational expert from Jihei the Geographer.
Hi, I'm Jihei the Geographer. Hello, I'm Jihei the Geographer, and I'm here today to show empire building in China. In the beginning was the huge Yuan Empire under Mongol rule, the dotted black red lines. However, after the Yuan, the Ming Empire was relatively small. Their governments grew corrupted and weak after Ming's golden age, and they're the black things right here. The Manchu then gained control of China. They incorporated Taiwan into the Qing Empire, as well as much of the territory that had been lost during the Ming Empire. And that's them right here, the big bold red.
And that's all for today, folks.
Come back tomorrow!
Bye.